90-degree knee, 90-degree hip, and then put your head up on it. See how nice baby tall? Real tall. Expand your ribcage. Hold that position. Now, pull the band. What is she trying to pull him into? At the spot. Forget the hips. I know the hips are involved, but on the spinal level, where is she pulling in?
Extension.
Spinal extension. What is he isometrically contracting to withstand that force? Flexion. This is an isometric training drill for the spinal plexus. Stay up. No, keep the tension. Keep the tension. Keep the tension. Don't move. Walk that way. Keep walking. Keep your arms up. Go all the way to the side. Hold it. Hold it. Go tall. Hold it. Hold it. He's in neutral right now. Where's he trying to pull? Spinal lateral flexion to the right. What is isometrically contracting to withstand her force? The left side spinal lateral flexion. Okay, so now go that way. Go diagonal. Where's she pulling? Lateral flexion right, forward flexion. What is isometrically contracting right now? The spinal lateral flexors on the left and the spinal extensions. We just combined motions. So relax a second. This is concentric combining motions. That's extension, lateral flexion, rotation. But that is going to hit the set points down and smack the set points into each other if you can't understand the end range of motion you can control and stay in that range if you're symmetrical and the threshold is high. So it can be done, but you really have time to check all those boxes when you're training your group? No. To me, that's why I say by default, I always go on something that's still going to get the job done, but I know he's involved in that trauma. And I might eventually want to progress there if I'm working with somebody individually. So now I know what do I do in groups and what do I do if I really want to take that threshold up. And I know the end range he can control. And I know the end range of what is appropriate that's not going to smack the sets. And he's symmetrical and I know the threshold. That's only going to be if I have time to work with somebody one-on-one. So now I know my choices if I am one-on-one or if I am in a group. Okay? So how would we do trunk rotation? Let's go single arm. You gotta take it over the top. Take it out of this trunk. Alright. So where's the axis of rotation right now? Just think back to your physics books. Biomechanics. Where's the axis of rotation? Okay, go straight down right here. Where's the moment arm? Where's the directional force? What is the amount of force? We can go purple band to green band. We can go purple band here. It's full hard. Purple band here. There's all different models of force. We can go a shorter moment arm. How do we progress it? We can increase the moment arm. If this is the axis of rotation and one band is here, that is a shorter moment arm. Move the band out here, that is a longer lever, that's a longer moment arm. So always think of exercise as axis of rotation, moment arm, directional force, and amount of force. Because her directional force could be here, versus here, versus here. That is going to put different isometrical forces on different muscles across the spine. So if he's in this position, just like this, where is she pulling him? She is trying to pull him left side trunk rotation. What is isometrically contracting right now to prevent that? The right side trunk rotators on the anterior side. So let's switch sides. Come this way. No, same arm, but go that way. Where's she trying to pull? Trying to pull him this way, right side trunk rotation. He's not rotating his trunk to the right, correct? What's preventing that force? The left side trunk rotators on the posterior side. See how this works? All we do is just try to create a database basic exercises. So when we have our periodization model set, whether it's set for my client one-on-one, for my group, I just make sure that I sometimes do support system training, sometimes do trunk and spine. Some days I'll do both. We try to really map out what we're going to do, whether it's camps before a movement, camp before a weight room. What are we going to integrate with the weight room? What are we going to integrate with our movement? When you map it out on a periodization model over a month, your goal is not to leave anything out. Even if you don't have time, money, or the training for evaluation, who cares? At least you know that you've taken care of everything the support system, the spine does. If they're already good at it, they're going to get better at it. If they're deficient in it, eventually you're going to get to something, an exercise that goes right after the deficient area of your body. Okay, so that's just basic. But then we can take the same concept and go advanced. So let's switch it up now. So you're holding her. So now let's go standing in this position. Do a basic stack. Basic stack. So let's go lateral flexion now. Go underneath your armpits. Now, females obviously have to be careful. Okay, yeah, underneath the armpits. Up and the armpits and go that way. And again, not to sound sexual, but females are obviously males. Just make sure the band is in a comfortable position. Depending on how the female's built. Okay? So you might have to just shorten the moment arm and go down. It's fine. Just make sure when you're doing this band stuff, it's comfortable. Okay, so what do we do when we split the stack? Stacking. So the pelvis is one bone, but we know that you have a right side SI joint, left side SI joint. So there is going to be a shifting of the hemipelvis. This is a basic shift of the hemipelvis with isometric contraction of the spinal lateral flexors. So we did the original one, basic. Now we want to add in SI joint stabilization with the split hemipelvis position and lateral flexion. We do that. So why is this so important? Relax. This is absolutely important because when you walk and when you run, you are going to split the forces. Like this is coming down, this is going up. So I'm not only splitting my hemipelvis, but I'm putting them in different directions. When people talk about SI joint, you have an SI joint on the right and on the left. Okay, so you got to be confident and stabilizing that SI joint to withstand those momentum forces. If you're not, what happens? You'll overstride. And then that could be when you jog or when you sprint or even when you walk. All right, so think about this. Imagine I'm an athlete and I'm running over 20 miles an hour. And as you can see, most of the level athletes can hit that gauge. Some of them are in like the 26, even 27 mile an hour pace. Imagine how fast do you think my leg is whipping if I'm running at 20 plus miles an hour. Whether I'm bending and shifting and it's more of a piston, or I actually hit goal and I'm gone. That means I'm doing this. Imagine what that leg whip looks like. Now think about this. Think about what happens in slow motion, that leg whip is moving that fast. Just imagine the momentum that creates. Okay, just like when I kept saying, where's the band trying to push her? It's trying to pull her here. What is preventing her from doing that? What is momentum trying to do to my spine right now? It's trying to fold it into lateral flexion. So the momentum of my leg whip is so great it's trying to push me that way. So when you leg whip, when you sprint, what has to be isometrically strong to prevent that momentum from carrying through the lateral flexion? Your right side lateral flexion. So think about rotation now. Think about that same leg whip, and I hit my recovery, transition, ground press. Imagine what that momentum looks like from here to there. Where is that trying to pull my pelvis? Into approximation to the left. What does that do to my spine? Rotates it to the right. So coming up on the back side, that's lateral flexion. Coming forward on the front side, that is rotation. So if it's trying to create momentum there, what has to be isometrically strong to prevent that momentum force? My opposite side, the trunk rotators, on the posterior side. Okay? So what do we do before any distance sprint. We might do some support system prep and some suspension work, but we'll never hit those long phases without doing this stuff. It has to be done. It has to not only be built in the off season, but it's got to be stimulated right before. So we do a ton of this work before we get into high-level sprint training where we know they're going to be moving fast and fast. Okay, especially if they're doing multi-directional stuff. So you can just keep intensifying. Let's switch it up again. Let's go a heavier band. Let's go on trunk rotation. But now, take the heavy pelvis and split it more. What's trunk rotation? What do we put the band? Exactly. Get a big split. Slide the band. So now, I split the heavy pelvis. I increase the challenge to stabilize the SI joint. And we put both arms up. She's trying to pull them where? Right side trunk rotation. What is isometrically contracting? The left side trunk rotator on the anterior side. So you go anterior, posterior. Right trunk rotation, left trunk rotation. Then you can switch feet to the feet. Do the exact same thing all over again. So what foot is in front? What side are you pulling? Are you going anterior versus posterior? You can do 4 complexes right leg forward, 4 complexes left leg forward. And then the next week, we're going to increase the sprint loading on the field. We're going to add in some overspeed. We're going to increase the plyometric level. We need to raise the threshold of the spine. What do? Let's split the heavy pelvis more. Now bring it all the way down into the knee foot alignment. Bring the foot over. Foot towards my foot. No, this foot brings my foot. You see how I have this knee, foot, all the same parallel line? That's knee, foot alignment. You guys ever taken a functional movement screen? Great, start talking about the chops and lifts and the knee, foot alignment. That's what's really about the exercise. You know, I have to ask that question so much. Such a ridiculous argument, back and forth on exercise. Take the benefits of what it does. That's a brilliant concept. I took that concept and I applied it to about 6,000 different exercises. If he's in knee foot alignment, what has to contract to make sure he doesn't fall over? Forget the back hand for a second. Just this position right here. What has to contract? What is the 6 doing? Adductor. Think of where the adductor is attached, and then go back to the SI joint where it is. Do you think adductors play a key role in SI joint stabilization based on where all those muscles attach? Of course. Look at the attachment side. You don't have to really be an anatomical expert to know where the adductor is attached and know what the SI joint is. Okay? Just look at a skeleton. Look at a detailed anatomy book of where those tiny muscles attach, all that little bone that is right at the SI joint. That's what's brilliant about it. So the chops and lifts, don't think about what's a corrective exercise for this or for that. It's really about the concept of what force are we talking about. If I just took that concept and laid there, this is one of the most intensified exercises you can do to put challenges across the SI joint. Why? Because I'm at extreme levels of extension, extreme levels of flexion. So I took the heavy pelvis right out source and I split it. That's clearly going to put tension and challenges on the right and the left SI joint because I shifted the heavy pelvis. Now, when I get the alignment, I force the adductors to contract. Let's say that I bring the knee off the ground 1 inch. Now the adductors really have to contract. When the knee's on the ground, at least I can use that for some spatial support. I took that away. Now let's go trunk rotation. Bend the arm. There. Now pull apart. See what I'm saying? So there is a progressive level with trunk, just like everything else. We're lifting weights right now. What weight are we lifting? We're lifting this weight right here. Okay? And we put the different spatial contractions because I want SI joint stabilization. SI joint stabilization with isometric trunk rotation. Because I know when I'm sprinting, is my heavy pelvis separated? Yes. Do I need SI joint stabilization? I don't think we have to be a certified medical therapist to answer yes. Is there momentum force with the force? Okay, and where is it pulling me into trunk rotation? What do I need to be isometrically strong in that split hemi-pelvis challenge SI joint position, trunk rotation? So if you want to be an efficient speed coach and not have overstrides of up on backside, forward on front side, just come up with a good database of choices and progressive levels of what the spine does. Yeah.
So even the most basic trunk rotation where you're sitting on the bench, I can see a very like clear athlete or client with black body where one athlete is flexing their shoulder
Okay, that's a good point. Everybody hear the question. So even at the basic level, they're in trunk rotation. Put the band on and they're cheating with their pec or shoulder, which happens. So my answer to that is the hero core. And again, I know that I'm biased because she works in my facility, but it's a brilliant, brilliant concept, okay? Because that exact statement what he said is what was irritating us for years. So I have a massage therapist named Kika, her husband Roberto, and we got really, really good at MAT, RX, RTS, physics. We took all my biomechanics classes. So she had this vision of eliminating all of those types of independent variables. So she developed what's called the hero core. It's a vest that has 3 attachment sites on the front, back, that loop around. So when we have those issues, if he's sitting on a bench, so let's say she's sitting on a bench and has a vest on, and all I got to do is attach the band to this hook. High, medium, low, front side, back side. It's great because we took those independent variables out. So again, I hate to act like I'm a used car salesman, like, hey, buy this contraption because she works in my spot. Yeah, like any business relationship with that class. I just think it's a brilliant concept. Okay, these are non-stop. If you go to my, I think I should put this on social media. This is definitely on my private website, but we put this on social media for everybody. Brilliant. That hero core is huge because if the loop band, just imagine if it's the loop band is right here. Hold that place. Just imagine that there's a loop. You just relax. Imagine there's a loop here. So we have a band that's pulling. We're obviously pulling her into the right side trunk rotation, right? But it's pulling on the vest, so we're eliminating that hey, I'm cheating concept. You can still